Hello everybody, welcome back. It is me today. Um, I am going to do another The Fight for Love story as promised. Because whenever I start something, I never stop until I finish it. So yeah. But, I know I haven't finished the, In Love with a Beautiful Mare thing. Because, the story writer is feeling a bit sick and stuff, so he won't be able to like make more chapters. But there are still two more chapters, and yeah. So well, I'll get on with the Fight for Love story. Chapter 3: Dresses and Changelings, but mostly changelings. Here, Pinkie Pie giggled, shoving a pink and white striped paper bag at Rarity. Rarity looked in and smiled. These go perfect with your dress. Would you like to see it? She asked. Pinkie nodded eagerly, and Rarity signaled for Pinkie Pie to follow her. She went through to the back and opened the door. A pink dress was on a doll, and it was decorated with different colored streamers. Pinkie Pie jumped up and grinned. I love it! She giggled. Rarity smiled. At that moment, Pinkie was in a dress, pink boob tube, showing her tattoo, 3 balloons, a short pink tutu, and small pink shorts underneath her wild pink hair was bouncing. Rarity went towards the dress and took the sweets out of the bag. She got some fabric glue and started gluing them on. You better go. Big Markintosh should be here soon, Rarity said, concentrating on the dress. Pinkie's eyes narrowed. Of course, 'cause you don't care about the one guy who loves you, she screamed, storming out of the house. Rarity's eyes widened and what was with everyone today? She shrugged and carried on gluing the sweets on. Apple Bloom jumped up and kicked the tree. Applejack laughed and ruffled her hair. Apple Bloom was sure to be the greatest apple kicker, Applejack thought. Apples fell around Apple Bloom, and she giggled. She started picking them up and putting them in the basket. Applejack, a sad voice called. Applejack turned and gasped. Pinkie was running towards her, tears streaming down her face, and her hair had gone straight. Applejack ran to her and pulled her into a hug. Pinkie, what's wrong? She said. Pinkie sighed. It's Rarity. She doesn't understand how lucky she is, she moaned. Applejack nodded. No, she doesn't. She doesn't. If only Spike would fall in love with one of us, and then we'd all be happy, she said. Pinkie nodded, agreeing completely. Maybe if we tell Rarity that one of us likes him, Pinkie suggested. Applejack nodded. Great idea. But who, though? Me? You? Rainbow Dash? Or Fluttershy? Pinkie shrugged. Fluttershy suddenly appeared, walking graciously towards them. Hello. Can we tell Rarity you like Spike? Pinkie asked. Applejack stared wide-eyed at her. Pinkie's hair had just popped back up into its wild state. Fluttershy gasped. No. Fluttershy stumbled. Applejack sighed and turned to Pinkie. That leaves me, you, or Rainbow Dash. Fluttershy, where's Rainbow Dash? Last time I checked, she was on Cloud Road with a woman called Derpy Hooves. Fluttershy shrugged. Applejack sighed while Pinkie nodded. Fluttershy then walked away, singing slightly as she went. Her angelic voice swept through Appleacre's trees, and the birds who lived there sang back. Derpy Who's mentally ill. Why is Dashy hanging out around her? Applejack hissed. Derpy Who's is nice. I talked to her all the time. She has a husband and a kid, Pinkie said, raising an eyebrow. Applejack sighed and then stormed away. Pinkie followed her uncertainly. Pinkie saw Derpy and Dashy giggling, running over. She tackled the blonde-haired woman and with the bubbly tattoo, and they laughed. Rainbow Dash looked down at them and sighed in a joking way. Applejack glared at Derpy with a sneer. Derpy was wearing a gray top, showing her tattoo, and gray shorts with gray Converse. Pinkie and Derpy got up. Derpy said, Dr. Hooves, and grinned, running over to him and hugging him tightly. Pinkie Pie turned to Rainbow Dash. We need your help, Pinkie Pie said seriously. Rainbow Dash's eyes widened. With what? We need to tell Rarity about your crush on Spike. What? Why don't you tell her about Pinkie's or yours? Applejack argued. Because we need to tell her about yours, because Pinkie needs to be there to do it. And I need to be there when she does for extra security. Applejack said. Rainbow Dash huffed but nodded. Okay, but I'm hiding for a while, she said. She turned and sprinted down the road. She saw a river coming overhead and jumped. The river was 30 foot wide, but she landed in a crouch on the other side. She got back up and carried on running. Suddenly, she heard voices. Twilight Sparkle must die. She's ruining our plans. Rainbow Dash dropped on the floor and shuffled around the corner, watching the two people who were speaking. They wore ripped black clothes and had burning green eyes. Their hair was black and greasy. There were 3 of them, 2 males and 1 very tall female. But how? One of the males said. You know how strong she is with her friends. They haven't discovered their true magic yet. They have no idea. It's going to be really easy to kill Twilight Sparkle at this particular moment, tall female said. One of her friends knows, the other male said. Who? The female snapped. The other male's eyes landed on Rainbow Dash. That one, he said, pointing at her. Rainbow Dash gasped, scrambling to her feet. Get her! The woman screamed. Rainbow Dash turned and began running. The 2 males began running after her, but Rainbow Dash's training always came in handy. She ran and ran, spotting the river. She jumped and landed on her in her famous crouch. She jumped up and ran. She screamed when she saw Twilight. Run, Twi, run! Twilight gasped, but started to run straight to her house. Locking every room, Rainbow Dash carried on running and told everyone to go inside. She screamed and moved out of Princess Celestia's way. Go, go, she screamed. Princess Celestia turned towards the two males who were following Rainbow Dash. She held up her hand. Suddenly, the two men stopped. They tried to move, but they couldn't. Rainbow Dash watched in awe. Celestia walked over to him. Changelings, you've always been amazing creatures. Your master and I used to be best friends. All of us did. Luna, me, Chrysalis. We used to be quite the troublemakers, we did. Chrysalis would change into an adult and buy us booze, which we would drink in the castle. Luna would control the moon so the night would never end. I would control the kids in the kingdom to do everything we asked. So much fun, making the kids abandon their parents and sit in the night forever while Chrysalis tried to seduce them. Celestia laughed evilly. But we all grew apart. Luna concentrated on her time controlling the creatures of the night. I concentrated on making sure everything went well in Equestria. Only Chrysalis stayed the same. We were just troublemakers. Chrysalis was full-blown evil. She called us every day, begging for us to come make some trouble. Do you know how hard it is to control the night? Do you know how hard it is to control a country? Well, we did. Chrysalis, however, did not. And though that the whole world revolved around having fun, trust me, it doesn't. And so here we are. You two, helpless. Me, powerful. I could kill you right now, you know. But I won't do that. You have explaining to do. Rainbow, you go get some rope, Celestia said. It took a moment for Dashi to see that she was talking to her, but she ran to the nearest tree and grabbed some rope that hung around every single tree. She hurried back and brought it to Celestia. Here you go. Tie it around these two. Also, take my scarves and wrap one around each of their eyes, Celestia ordered. Rainbow Dash did as she was told, taking two of Celestia's white scarves and putting it around the changeling's eyes. The two men struggled, but eventually gave up. They gasped as Celestia twisted their heads, and they appeared to be in great pain. So, where's your queen? Where's my ex-best friend? Where's Chrysalis? The princess asked. Around the... One of them began, but the other hit him, silencing him. We will never tell you, the other shouted. Celestia turned to Rainbow Dash. Where did you see her last? Round the riverbank. She was talking about killing Twy, I believe, Rainbow Dash said. The princess made the two men drop on their knees with a flick of her hand. Thank you, Rainbow. Now, would you mind fetching Applejack to make sure that these imbeciles don't go anywhere while we go find Queen Chrysalis? She asked. Rainbow nodded, and as if by magic, Applejack walked past by. Applejack, wait! She screamed. Applejack turned and looked worried. What is it, Dashy? Make sure those two don't go anywhere. They're evil. And don't take their masks away from them, Rainbow Dash said. Applejack shrugged, then nodded. Sitting down and leaning against a tree, keeping both of her eyes on the two men. Celestia nodded and then started walking. Rainbow Dash ran and to keep up with her. "Will we have to cross the river?" the princess asked. "I'm afraid we will," Rainbow Dash said. The changeling queen came out and smiled evilly at Princess Celestia. Celestia growled before running towards the river and jumping, and she landed just inside the water. Dashy smirked and said, knowing that she could clear this jump easily. She noticed that the princess was going on without her, so she broke out into a sprint. Now that was a pretty long chapter. Wow. That actually was really long. But don't sweat. It may seem it took like about somewhat 15 something minutes. I could tell you that. I know I paused at the ending and then started recording is because if you read the story, then you'll know why I had to stop, because and you'll know why it's like short. It's because it's like half the other half it's like one story is like half and it's like burst out blank, and then the other half it's like starts from the beginning and then goes back to the full on story. So I just didn't do that because you guys would have gotten annoyed thinking that you'd went back instead of still going up forward. So yeah. But anywho, yeah. I'll just see y'all till the next video. Peace.